Being the biggest player in the market, significantly the biggest player, is there the burden or the sense of responsibility to lift the whole sector as well as yourselves and represent the brand and the industry worldwide?
I think it's a responsibility, but I also think it's not something that weighs heavy on our shoulders per se. I think if you go back, and we recently launched the podcast series, A Story of Irish Whiskey, and you look at the early stage thinking that went into the families coming together to set aside their rivalries and to try and do right by rejuvenating a category which, let's be honest, was on its knees, was about to die. That philosophy has permeated the culture of the business all the way through. We are about growing the Irish business, the Irish category. Clearly we want our brands within that to be successful, but if there's anything that we can do to support the wider industry in the right way to take its place, its rightful place in the world of the preeminent whisky categories of the world, we will seek to do that, and we'll continue to focus on doing that in the right way.
So you do that at present, you do it through, for example, the mentorship system, through the Irish Whisky Association. Is that something that's going to continue and grow, or how do you see that growing?
Absolutely, and that was the philosophy of one of my predecessors, who very much, Anna at the time, opened the doors of all that we knew and made that available to those who wish to avail of it, to come to Middleton, to spend time with the masters, to see how we do things in an Irish whisky sense. And again, that motivation is the rising tide will lift all boats, and it really behoves us all to work together as an industry in a collaborative way to ensure that the future is bright for everybody. And if we can play our part in doing that, then we're very happy to do so.
We see an awful lot of new distilleries opening up and a lot of new products coming out, and obviously that's largely as a result of developments that you've executed over the last while as well, lifting the whole sector. Are there any concerns you have about the number of them, the growth, the speed, and maybe even some pricing issues that some of the newer distilleries might have?
No, I mean, I think ultimately we're still relatively small as an Irish category per se in the overall world of whisky, so the headroom and the growth or the opportunity should not be a constraining factor. Coming into the market and the investment that's going into many of the new distilleries around the world continues to astound me to know that we have, I think 24 is the latest number I have, with a further 16.
This week,
this week, a further 16 in planning. So, to say that we'd have 40 distilleries on the island of Ireland from a period of 2012 when we had 4. I mean, that growth is phenomenal, and it's great to see. It's bringing excitement to the category, it's bringing new interesting brands. As I say, behind the scenes we'll continue to collaborate and support, but commercially and from a marketing perspective, then we'll compete and we'll compete as best we can to ensure that we can take our share of the growing opportunity that Irish whisky is.